Now listen to what Congresswoman Elise Stefanik said about Donald Trump's support in New York.
If you look at Joe Biden's performance in 2020. So districts in New York that Joe Biden carried by 15 points, Donald Trump is up by 1 or 2 points. That's a 16-point significant shift, and that's one of the districts that the prognosticators moved in the wrong direction towards Democrats. I believe you're going to see a sweeping Republican victory along with the presidential on Election Day. We just need to get our voters out to vote. They are voting early. Election Day is going to be very important.
Gavin Wax is the president of the New York Young Republicans Club. He's a frequent guest on this program, and he's back today, this Monday morning. Realistically, would you put what chance do you think Trump's got of winning New York State, realistically?
Well, listen, Stu, I think it's a non-zero chance. I think we're certainly going to be making history with the results regardless. I think at a baseline, we're looking at one of the highest percentages for a Republican in this state in a very long time. And look, this is not just in New York. This is not an isolated incident. This is happening across the country. We're seeing various polls and early voting numbers show a breakout for Republicans and Trump writ large. Even in a place like New Jersey, there's some really interesting numbers. And in Rhode Island, showing the entire
Tell me about New Jersey. I live in New Jersey.
Well, look, I think New Jersey has a lot of trend lines working our way.
Have you seen them?
I've seen them. I mean, saw them physically at Wildwood on the beach there.
No, but have you seen internal polls?
Oh, yeah, I've seen numbers that show that it's within the margin of error, and I've seen similar numbers out of Rhode Island. I've seen similar numbers across the country in some of the more traditional swing states, and I think what we're looking at is a realignment in action. I think it's a realignment towards the Republican Party, towards President Trump, his populism, his type of approach to politics, and I think we're going to see a lot of traditional states, even if they don't flip this cycle, they're going to get very close, and then the next 10 years, we're going to be talking about them a lot more.
In traditional blue states, if Trump does well, he would actually help the down-ballot voting, wouldn't he?
Correct.
Like in New York especially.
Correct, and that is what the House Conference Chairwoman Elise Stefanik, who is a member of the New York Republican Club, was talking about. Here in New York, the House majority passed through this state, so down-ballot races in New York are extremely important for the Republican Party to maintain control of the House and to continue to grow our majorities.
Look, young men seem to be going toward Trump. But how do you get them to come out and vote? I think NBC's got Trump up 18 points with men, Harris up 16 points with women.
Yeah, there was an Iowa straw poll that showed President Trump up 30 with young voters. That's his highest number in that poll over the last 3 cycles. I think what we're seeing right now is a push and pull effect. The Democrats are pushing particularly young men away from the party with their rhetoric, with their radical policies, with, in some ways, this radical feminist agenda. And you see President Trump embrace the rhetoric, the substance, the policies, and the type of media approach that's bringing young men into the fold, whether it's the podcasts, whether it's, showing up to UFC, showing up to sporting events, these big rallies. He's doing things to appeal to the younger demographic, to younger men. And look, he has an older millennial on his ticket in J.D. Vance. I think he's the first millennial candidate on a presidential ticket. So I think all of these things are bringing these young voters in. If they show up, we win.
And you are relentlessly optimistic, aren't you?
Look, I think we need to be optimistic. There's a lot of stuff coming out of the polls. I think some of them are suppression polls. So if we have our enthusiasm high and our morale high, we'll win come tomorrow.
We shall see. Gavin Wax, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.